Hi, this video is going to be for those of you who really like to walk and are looking for stretches and functional engagement exercises that you can do before your walk so that your walk goes more smoothly and your body gets all the benefits of that walk and you can just enjoy yourself. So the first thing we're going to do is a set of twists. Then we're going to do a little leg swinging. A lot of this is to open up the hip flexors in the front. Because they already get so much work sitting that when we walk forward and we use those hip flexors more, sometimes that's what creates an issue. But we're going to make sure we engage the hips all the way around before we go on that walk and stretch the hip flexors also. So one of my favorite warm-ups, no matter what the activity is or the inactivity, maybe you're going to sit, I like to twist first. I'm going to show you 3 levels of twist. I do them all pretty much every morning, but you could just do one of them before you walk if you'd like. First, we're going to make sure our feet are square with our arms, and to do that I like to just hinge forward at the hip a little and see where my arms hang, and wherever my arms hang, that's about how wide my legs are going to be. So my pinkies might hit my kneecaps, right? That's about how wide. So I feel comfortable with that. Yeah. I'm going to interlace my hands, push my arms straight up, let my shoulders hang off my arms like my back of my hands are sitting on a cloud and my arms are hanging out of that. I don't want my shoulders up here. I want to be lifting my heart. And then I'm just going to twist my body this way and this way. Kind of like if the sun were a big marble and I'm polishing the bottom of that sun. So I'm not trying to swing too far. I'm just trying to move my whole body. And I can feel this twist all the way into my ankles. And you want to be able to breathe. So if you're reaching up so strongly that you can't breathe, you need to lessen that up a little bit. Now I'm going to drop my hands to the back of my head. And I'm going to be looking. Still, I'm going to look all the way around because your spine follows your senses. That's one of the purposes of the spine, is to orient the senses. So if I don't move my eyes, my spine's not going to move well either. So really look behind yourself, and you might feel this all the way into your ankles again. And that's one way that it helps you warm up for the walk. Also, walking has a functional twisting pattern to it. So that's another way that twisting helps us warm up. And then I'm going to just let my arms dangle. And they're just going to swing around me and hit my body a little bit, giving me a little extra lymphatic stimulation on that smack. Plus it feels cool. Opening, let my armpits open up. And I'm not really powering my arms. I'm just standing up tall and twisting my heart. And that does it. All right, I'm going to shake that out, shake that out, shake that out. Another move I've been really enjoying lately is a hip swing. You can do this big or little, but the important thing is not just the bending down, but it's the standing up, okay? So I'm going to stand with my feet wider than they were before, and I'm going to show you frontwards and sidewards. So I like to put my hands on my butt like this, and that might seem weird, but I have my reasons for doing it. But besides that, it's like feathers, and it reminds me that this is supposed to be like a bird, this movement. So I'm going to swing down and around and up, and down and around and up. And if I think of that bird motion, I'm going to keep my butt up the way it should be. Down and around and up, down and around and up, down and around and up. Of course, you could have your hands held behind your back if you like that better. But I'm opening up this back hip, see? I'm opening up the back of my hips here, and then opening up that back hip. And it just feels really nice. I've got my brain swinging through space, and our brains really love to swing. Okay, so that's another one I love. Another one is a leg swing. You might want to hold on to something for this, but you don't really have to. You don't have to swing it huge. My focus is going to be on the swing back, not the swing forward. So I'm going to swing back, swing back, swing back, swing back, I'm counterbalancing with this arm, but I could be holding on to something. Swing back and swing back, and you get the idea with that. So I would do that with both legs, right? Hold on to something or not. Swing back, right? It just naturally swings forward. And if you need to touch your toe down for balance, you could do that. Swing back. Great. We could also swing to the side. Swing to the side. So when I'm swinging to the side, I'm trying to open up my inner thighs and my groin. I'm not trying to kick forward, because that's more like sitting, right? That's not going to prepare us. So I'll show you from the side. Swing side, swing side. So I'm pushing out with my ankle, not my toe, and stand up super tall. Lift, elevate your whole rib cage. Lift up. This is called abduction. And I even recommend you stop and do these during your walk. If you're getting really tired, or if your hips are bothering you, or maybe even your low back, you can stand and do some of these. You can stand and balance and do them in succession. You can walk sideways. By the way, changing your direction of your gait during your walk is one of the best things you can do. Not only for your body, to give you a little bit of variety, and to take you away from that, again, that hip flexion in what we call the sagittal plane that's moving forward this way all the time. It's fine to do, but it's like sitting, right? So we want to go this way, and we'd like to go backward too, because that really opens up those hips and engages those posterior chain muscles. All right, I've just got a couple more for you. Even just doing what we've done already would warm you up quite well. So this one is a little bit more, you might feel it's more like advanced in some ways, because you're doing two things at once. It's complex. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing that leg back just to wherever it lands, right? I'm not trying to go way here and change my posture. I'm going to swing that leg back, and then I'm going to bend both knees. Notice my heel is not on the ground. And then I'm going to come up, and that leg is extended, right? I'm extending this hip, I'm extending that foot. I'm going to come down. Meanwhile, this ankle here, stretching those soleus muscles down by the ankle, the Achilles tendon. Back here getting a little stretch, but more engagement, right? Little stretch, little engagement, and you get to work on your balance, which is key, because you want your core to be able to lift up off of your hips while you're walking. So I'm going to kick that back to see where to start, and bend both knees, and then lift, and then bend both knees, and then lift. My right side is not as strong of a balancer as my left, and that's okay. It's okay, right? That's why we give you a little more attention. And up, and then back down. Great. And the last thing I'm going to show you is the heel drop. So that's just this. Okay? Kaboom. Almost like if you're baking and you tamp down the thing that holds your flour, like to level it. It's kind of what we're doing here. It feels really nice, and it's a bone density stimulator. It creates piezoelectricity by that impact, that vibration that pulls the tendons on the bones all the way up through you. The more stacked up your body is, the better. So I'm going to lift up on off my heels and drop. Lift up off my heels and drop. And if that's too abrupt for you to lift way up, then you just lift, boom, barely up and down. Barely up and down. It feels really nice. Sometimes I like to go all the way here, boom, and then drop my arms too. Let them swing. Boom. All right, friends. I think that's enough for you to warm up with. And again, you could just take one or two of these and just do those. So I hope this helps. And tune into the next video for post-walking exercises and stretches. All right, thanks. I hope you have a great walk. Bye.